Hello and welcome to an overview of Turnitin's Feedback Studio with a focus on interpreting similarity reports. This quick video is geared to not only help you understand how to interpret a similarity report, but also how to use it as a tool to improve student writing. Let's get started. Turnitin is a powerful tool that checks for similarity in student work. Notice how I did not say it checks for plagiarism. This can be confusing because Turnitin is designed to check and highlight text that is similar, but not necessarily plagiarized content. It is up to the instructor to analyze each report and assess whether or not the student has A. provided correct documentation, B. properly quoted or paraphrased or summarized material, and C. balanced the amount of other sources integrated into the paper, whether they are cited properly or not. A slightly higher similarity report does not guarantee plagiarized material. Let's start with this scenario. Imagine you have two similarity reports that are both around 30%. This means that 30% of the student's paper is similar or identically the same as other data in Turnitin's global repository. But what if the first similarity report's 30% is coming from a single source? And the second report, that 30%, is made up of several different sources, ranging from 1 to 12% each in this case. Would you view these papers differently? What other questions might you ask before concluding your evaluation? I give this example because I get this question regularly. What is an acceptable similarity report percentage? 10%? 20%? 30%? The answer is there is no magic number. This may not be the answer you wanted to hear, but it's key to note that each report needs interpretation. Let me explain. Here is an example of three similarity reports. The first example has a 28% match overview. This means that 28% of the student's work is similar to Turnitin's global repository. Part of the 28% is made up of quotes and the references page. But when I take a closer look at the paper, I notice the student, in many cases, has neither included quotation marks nor in-text citations. Even when I remove quoted material from Turnitin's filters, 20% of the paper has not been sourced properly. So, in this case, it would be necessary to contact a student and help them develop a plan for improvement. The second example shows a much higher match overview of 32%. At first glance, you might suspect some form of plagiarism. However, in this case, you will notice at the end of every highlighted section, the student provided in-text citations. Further down, you'll see this pattern repeated. If you check through the rest of the paper, the student included quotation marks and in-text citations in a proper APA format. If I were to click on the filter button and exclude quotes and the reference page from the report, the 32% drops dramatically. This indicates this student properly cited and sourced their work. Even though there are small sections of text that are highlighted, these do not necessarily mean they are plagiarized material, as the system picks up titles and other small groups of words that are already in the Turnitin database system. So you can ignore some of these smaller highlighted sections. Lastly, some similarity reports are very low, but this does not always mean there are no possibilities of plagiarism. If you take a closer look at this paragraph, you'll notice the beginning of a quote. This actually extends for many lines. Turnitin did not highlight this entire section, only parts of it were selected, which could mean that this was not a direct quote, or perhaps it was quoted from a video or audio source that Turnitin might not recognize. So it's important to also check where the student referenced this work. Either way, it is key to analyze the reports and start communicating with your students. Opposed to assigning punitive options, consider finding ways to use these types of scenarios as learning opportunities. Keep in mind that Turnitin is only one part of the academic integrity process. We recommend visiting Georgian's CTEL webpage for more tips on how to support academic integrity in your classroom. There is information around how to create a culture of academic integrity. This starts at week 1 with your students by discussing your expectations. There is also information on contract cheating, as well as CTEL's academic integrity module that can be directly incorporated into your course. And if you are still looking for more information on Turnitin, check out this link for how-to videos for basic setup and more advanced optional settings. Remember, if you have more questions about Turnitin, reach out to faculty BB support at georgiancollege.ca, or if you are experiencing more technical issues, you may need to touch base with IT support. That concludes our video. Thanks for watching.